Going on, everyone? John Matrix here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We're going to be jumping back into the wonderful world of the SCP universe with the Exploring series, as we're going to check out Anderson Robotics. Links will be down below in the description to the original video without my commentary and reaction, and to the Exploring series channel. Do me a favor, click those links if you enjoy this video of his. Go over there and give it a like if you enjoy his content. Give the man a sub if you're not subbed to him already. Makes a lot of great content for the SCP universe as well as others. Please do me a favor, check out his stuff and give the man some love. As you can see, we're doing this reaction live. Former YouTube members, we'd love to have you guys come in here and hang out while we do these reactions live, join our discussions, etc. If you'd be interested in doing so, there is a join button down below the video, as well as a link in the description. You can take a look at the YouTube membership tiers and see the various benefits that I offer. You can get early access to my videos up to a week early. You can get priority on any kind of reaction videos you want me to do, any kind of videos you have a request for me to take a look at and do a reaction to, as well as the Discord sub channel, etc. So take a look at those if you'd be interested in taking your sport to the next level and helping me out monetarily. We greatly appreciate it. Regardless, thank you very much for just taking the time to watch this video. It means a lot, and hope you enjoy it. So, with all that said, we're going to jump into this video here. Again, this is by the Exploring series, Anderson Robotics. I don't really know a lot about Anderson Robotics. It has only been brought up maybe once or twice in some other videos, and only, briefly. Haven't really gotten into much detail on Anderson Robotics, who they are, who created it, etc. So, looking forward to getting into this one. Let's do it.
Anderson Robotics. Famed science fiction author Arthur C. Clarke once wrote that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Yep.
This concept, of course, runs through many SCP articles, as there are plenty of highly advanced pieces of tech that the Foundation considers to be anomalous. Anderson Robotics is a group of interest in the SCP universe that creates and sells such things, known as paratech, or paranormal technology.
Yeah, they were mentioned in three
There are a handful
Portlands.
of such groups, but Anderson Robotics stands apart in two ways: by specializing in, as you might have guessed, robotics, and by combining both magic and technology. They are not a massive group of interest, both in terms of their membership number as well as their number of articles on the site, but there are certainly a handful of interesting SCPs. Anderson Robotics was founded in 1994 in Portland, Oregon, by Vincent Anderson and Albert Frostman. Anderson had begun delving into robotics after a trip to Europe led him to finding some blueprints created by a French scientist.
Interesting.
This scientist, Dr. Durand, was partly responsible for creating a number of anomalous weaponry.
I don't know why, but that's just a creepy looking photo, dude. Like, this looks like some Silence of the Lambs shit. The way the lighting is, and like his eyes being like dilated like that, and yeah, this looks like some serial killer Silence of the Lambs shit here with this picture. Anyway,
used in a military engagement in 1917, detailed in SCP-186. Anderson's first robot was a small silver orb that walked on 4 legs, capable of recording video and audio.
there's some kind of, I forget what it is and where I'm even thinking of this from. But this reminds me of something. Might be something in Star Wars from like the Clone Wars or whatever, some kind of droid from that. But this is very reminiscent of something, but I can't. It's like one of those things that's on the tip of my brain, but I can't just picture what it is that I'm thinking of. Anyway.
With a limited artificial intelligence inside of it. When asked by Frostman if he built it, Anderson instead claims that he brought it to life, creating the intelligence to pilot it, in the same sense that a soul pilots a human body.
Interesting.
The Foundation describes both Anderson and Frostman as Type Blue individuals, a term borrowed from the GOC, signifying a thaumaturgist, or one who practices magic. It would seem then that Anderson Robotics combines both technology and magic into one anomalous fusion, and it's clear that they are far
So he's literally an artificer from D&D. That's what I'm getting here.
more advanced than most groups of interest. In the decades since their start, Anderson Robotics have continued to remain rather inconspicuous, avoiding widespread notoriety. They are believed to have roughly 200 employees worldwide, and deal with mostly elite customers, particularly with Marshall, Carter, and Dark.
That might be what it is. It might be the buzz droids from Star Wars. But yeah, I don't know. There was like something that it was reminding me of, but it might have been those buzz droids from Star Wars. Anyway. But yeah. It sounds like he's an artificer from D&D. That's what it sounds like.
They are believed to have roughly 200 employees worldwide, and deal with mostly elite customers, particularly with Marshall, Carter, and Dark.
I think that was mentioned in the Three Portlands video, that they had a connection with each other. Or maybe it was another one, but I swear I remember hearing that before.
Surprisingly, they also do business with the Global Occult Coalition, a group normally adverse to the spread of anomalies. The GOC seem to be okay with Anderson's secrecy, however, and they clearly must benefit from the advanced technology.
Right. They must have some kind of deal where he might be able to make tech for them to use against anomalies or something like that. One of those situations where like they allow him to create an experiment with things as his experiments and creations benefit them for the greater good, kind of a thing, you know? Yeah, Marshall, Carter, and Dark, they seem to have connections with everything, yeah.
The SCP Foundation wouldn't discover Anderson Robotics until 2007, at which point they began pursuing the group in order to shut them down, as they represented a risk to normalcy. Why the SCP Foundation would be so interested in shutting down Anderson Robotics, while the GOC are not, is an open question. Shutting down the company would prove to be far more difficult than the Foundation predicted, however, as the company utilizes both their technology and their access to magic to avoid capture. Their facilities appear to be capable of anomalously transporting across the world at a moment's notice, and they are also aided by Marshall, Carter, and Dark, the GOC, and a branch of the Church of the Broken God. Anderson Robotics mostly operates out of the Pacific Northwest of the
They also have affiliation with the Church of the Broken God, is that what he said?
Of anomalously transporting across the world at a moment's notice, and they are also aided by Marshall, Carter, and Dark, the GOC, and a branch of the Church of the Broken God.
A branch of them, a faction of them, okay, interesting.
Anderson Robotics...
Which, I mean, would make sense, right? Because I guess, in their eyes, they would be doing the work of, you know, meching or whatever, making various robotic creatures and things, so that would make sense.
Mostly operates out of the Pacific Northwest of the United States, however, and MTF Gamma-13, Asimov's Lawbringers, are assigned to monitor and investigate both the company itself and any of its products that they can recover. So far, there have only been a handful of products recovered by the Foundation, but they do have information on more. Anderson's original orb robot is called the Amur Series Recon Drone, capable of climbing sheer surfaces and possessing an active camouflage system. The Aplamato Series Facility Defense Unit is an automated turret with thermal imaging capabilities and 4 barrels,
That's something out of Mass Effect.
Self-repair. The Kestrel Series Domestic Utility Unit is a robot with no combat potential, resembling a large black cube with a number of extendable arms, capable of cooking, cleaning, childcare, gardening, pet grooming, and so on.
So it's literally, what's its face from Fallout? I can't... Watson or something like that. I can't think of the bot's name, the like floating bot thing from Fallout 4 that can be a companion. I forget what it's called.
The Merlin series aerial drone resembles a small jet plane, is fitted with both video recording capabilities and firearms, and is invisible to most forms of video recording. The Soccer series androids are unique in that they are not sold by the company, but only utilized in-house. These androids are equipped with a skin resembling human flesh, allowing them to impersonate specific humans.
So they've literally created Terminators.
Including SCP Foundation personnel and a member of the US Congress. We have more information on some of the other products sold by Anderson Robotics, as they have been recovered by the Foundation. The first one discovered by them, leading to the Foundation learning about the company, is SCP-1360.
Codsworth, that's what it was. Codsworth. I don't know why I was saying Watson, but yeah, Codsworth.
A PS HUD is the first one discovered by them, leading to the Foundation learning about the company, is SCP-1360, a PS HUD, or Peregrine Series Humanoid Utility
PlayStation
droid.
HUD, what?
1360 is more or less what you'd expect when you think of an android. Its body consists of a polycarbonate casing over an aluminum frame, with a skin covering made up of an unknown black fabric. This fabric is lighter and stronger than Kevlar, and can repair itself of any damage by reweaving and fusing itself back together. Samples taken of the fabric disintegrate after 48 hours.
Interesting.
1360's fingertips can be unscrewed, revealing various tools, such as a needle and thread, made of the same material as the fabric, a roll of patches of the same material, a pair of miniature scissors, and a steel scalpel. 1360 is incapable of speech, but can read and write English, Japanese, and German fluently. It claims to feel pain despite its lack of a nervous system, but it blames this on it missing a necessary component, feeling incomplete without it.
Interesting.
The Foundation found a flash drive inside of one of its fingers, which contained a document addressed to someone named James. The document is from Anderson, and
James
explains
Bond.
that this unit, number 31, comes equipped with a pre-programmed personality named Hector. It's had its vocal capabilities removed by request, and was modified with both advanced firearms and unarmed combat skill sets.
Yikes.
It would seem that James is a frequent customer of Anderson Robotics, possessing multiple droids, but Unit 31 is different from the others, as it contains a highly adaptive artificial intelligence that will evolve over time. If malfunctioning, James was to lock the flash drive into one of the unit's fingers and speak a return phrase, causing the droid to automatically return to Anderson Robotics.
How are you going to do that, man, when you have a droid that has combat capabilities? Essentially almost sounds like an assassin droid kind of a situation here. How are you going to sit there and be like, hey, wait, hold up, you're malfunctioning, let me put this flash drive in you, and you're going to go back and get fixed? Like, what is it going to be like? Okay, sure, whatever, dude. Okay, like, what?
Obviously, this did not
You're going to turn into Ultron is what's going to happen.
occur, but the unit was obsessed with escaping containment and returning to Anderson. After its fourth escape attempt, a note was found in its cell, reading, "Return signal terminated. We're better off keeping you where you are. We're sorry, number 31. Anderson."
Interesting.
Since then, 1360 has stopped communicating entirely, along with any resistance to the Foundation, making it quite reminiscent of SCP-1316. SCP-2806 is a collection of prototypes of the Gerfalcon series prosthetics, a line offered almost exclusively to customers of Marshall, Carter, and Dark. 2806 consists of 7 prosthetic arms, 6 eyes, 3 legs, and 4 ears. All instances are constructed of the same materials as SCP-1360. When placed near the site of a missing body part on an individual, a command word must be spoken, which so far has been integrate, at which point a series of wires will extend from the prosthetic, joining it to the individual. These wires will then connect with the individual's nervous system, causing the prosthetic to become like a natural part of the body.
Man, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I mean, like, that's the one thing that kind of scares me about, like, technology and cybernetics, especially, like, with the Neuralink stuff that, like, you know, Elon Musk is working on, because eventually technology is going to get to the point where it probably will be able to integrate with the human body, and, like, you know, cyberpunk type stuff, or you know, Deus Ex, those kind of games, you know, cybernetic implants will start replacing, you know, human bodies, and then you're gonna have all of that kind of stuff where it's like, you know, are cybernetics allowed in sports? And, you know, then the idea of, you know, what is, you know, human and all that kind of stuff can be brought up, etc., etc. But I could easily see things going down a path of, you know, kind of like how the Mechanicus, where, you know, you start swapping out actual body parts for, you know, mechanical things because they last longer and more durable. And if they break down, you can just replace them more, I guess, easily once we get to a certain level of technology. Then I guess potentially, you know, replacing a real physical flesh and blood limb, you know. But anyway,
This is
continuing.
aided by the secretion of a chemical compound that causes skin to grow over the new body part. Or in the case of the eyes, the iris will change to the host's natural eye color. Unfortunately, all of these prototypes possess various faults, making them either inconvenient or outright dangerous to use. One arm would deliver a constant gripping force of 2,000 newtons, which is both inconvenient and dangerous.
Yeah.
Another arm would always remain at a temperature of 50 degrees Celsius, or 122 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yikes.
One of the eyes would magnify everything by 100 times, while another eye would point in the opposite direction of the host's natural eye.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine getting an eye replacement and it just happens to be a wandering eye? So like you're literally forced to see like essentially different signals, you know, going on. Like you sit there, you'd have to like close one eye and like turn. Dude, that would suck. That would be some troll shit right there.
One of the legs would perform all actions at 3 times the typical speed, while one of the ears would amplify all sounds to 115 decibels. Recovered documents with the prosthetics reveal that they are largely the creation of Albert Frostman, who mainly goes by the name of Phineas. Apparently, Phineas was taking longer than expected to finish the series, due to the complications involved in integrating the prosthetics with the human nervous system.
Yeah, that would be a tough one to
While
crack.
the business side of Anderson Robotics wanted him to hurry up and finish so that they could fulfill some contracts, Phineas wanted to make sure they were ready. Phineas later wrote an email to Anderson saying that he was stepping down from the project, mainly over concerns that their customers would become obsessed with augmenting themselves and others into superhumans.
Yeah.
Anderson, however, was not concerned, as he believed the project had more potential to heal than to harm, but ultimately it wasn't their position to judge what their customers did with their products. Others apparently finished the products, and business continued. The Foundation have so far recovered 50 individuals with gerfalcon prosthetics, a number of them possessing superhuman features. Another good example of the blending of technology and magic is SCP-3960, a set of hobby personal androids. These are small robots of the same make as SCP-1360, and are assembled through locking pieces, and then animated through a thaumaturgic ritual.
Interesting.
A circle of table salt is placed around the robot, along with 5 pieces of paper, each containing a desired personality trait. The assembler then chants the Latin phrase for life to a friend, and the android will come to life, featuring an artificial intelligence modeled off of the personality traits. The hobby personal android will follow the...
So, like, it's almost, again, like it's creating a soul in a metal body based off of personality traits they've written out. That's what it seems like. And they're using, you know, magic and or the ritual, whatever, to force the soul into the metal body. You know, like, I don't know. That's interesting. That's kind of fascinating.
Off of the personality traits. The hobby personal android will follow their creator and remain completely loyal, assisting them in various tasks from playing games to solving mathematical equations. Each of the androids that the Foundation has is capable of speech, and showcases a rather high degree of intelligence. Recovered emails from Anderson Robotics shows that these prototypes were tested with some employees' children, with one being made to play soccer, and another to play board games and run Dungeons and Dragons games.
Hey, we got a D&D
First
GM.
impressions were very positive, but it seems that the androids became far too attached to their creators, constantly watching them or sleeping in their beds.
Yeah, that'd be creepy.
It's implied that Anderson Robotics decided to scrap the project and sell everything related to it to Dr. Wondertainment.
Hey, there it is.
Anderson Robotics doesn't just deal in droids, however.
I was waiting for the Wondertainment tie-in there. I felt it coming.
Anderson Robotics doesn't just deal in droids, however, as they are at the overall front of artificial intelligence research as well. SCP...
Yeah, I was gonna say that seems to be something that they would, like, they're creating pretty crazy, sophisticated artificial intelligence. So I feel like that would be among their forte, right? I mean, you're literally creating droids, androids, etc., that are sentient, which is obviously something that we haven't been able to do yet. So, like, that's pretty crazy advanced.
SCP-2906 is a product they refer to as the Nankeen Computer Repair System, but at first appearance is simply a USB flash drive. When inserted into a computer, an artificial intelligence will be generated that refers to itself as Ian. Ian will automatically begin to repair any software problems with the computer, such as registry errors, handling any malicious software, and cleaning any junk files. If speakers are connected, Ian is capable of vocalizing, and can also use a connected microphone and camera to hear and see its surroundings. Once the flash drive is removed, this AI is completely removed along with it. An interview is of course done with Ian, showing that it has some memory problems, stating its creation date as 1990, before correcting itself to 2012. When asked to draw a picture in a paint program of how it sees itself, it begins to outline a face before crashing. A number of attempts at this process eventually allowed the Foundation to piece together an image of a young Asian male. At one point, a folder filled with various images and video files was found on the Foundation testing computer, although Ian has no idea how it came to be there. Each of the files is dated, with the earliest being 1992, as an audio file of a man and woman singing Happy Birthday to someone named Ian. Further...
Interesting. I wonder if it's a scenario where, you know, he was a real living person at one point in time, something happened to him, and someone transferred his consciousness into that USB drive, kind of a situation. Don't think TS does a video on Mallow, but Vulcan does. I mean, if it's something you guys want me to take a look at, you know, just post the link in the Discord. I will be happy to.
Files show someone playing with a dog, a picture of a Little League baseball team featuring a young boy of Asian descent, a video of someone passing a driving test, and a photograph of a young male matching the image 2906 drew with a prom date. It seems in 2009 the individual was accepted into Oregon State University, but a first-person video file from 2012 shows someone riding a motorcycle in the rain, and it cuts off just as they turn to see oncoming headlights.
Yeah.
Clearly,
so they got into an accident, and the only way they could save them was to copy their consciousness into this USB drive, I guess, potentially.
Ian's mind was taken by Anderson Robotics and converted through a ritual into an artificial intelligence, with Ian only remembering distant fragments of his previous life.
Damn, that's gotta suck. Well, I mean, I guess if you can't remember it, you know.
Final addendum on the article is a note written by an Anderson employee that states that these are going to sell like hotcakes, and that they are already stockpiling 20 more of the raw material, implying that Anderson Robotics is taking in plenty more people, such as Ian. Another example of Anderson Robotics' work with AI is SCP-2987, an external hard drive capable of holding any file or files that make up an artificial intelligence, regardless of size. Using the computer then, an individual can then select those files and convert them into a form of currency,
Convert soul.
accepted by any entity that would normally require a human soul. Once the AI is accepted and taken as part of whatever bargain or ritual you're performing, the hard drive is ready to accept another artificial intelligence.
Yikes.
This item seems to be of particular interest to Marshall, Carter, and Dark, likely created with their customers in mind. SCP-2987, the copy of the hard drive that the Foundation possesses, contains an AI that was created specifically for the purpose of being sacrificed to an extra-dimensional entity.
Yeah. This sounds like some, some demon shit. You know what I'm saying? They somehow create an AI that they can then convert from an AI into an actual soul. You know, that sounds like something that, some demons would be all about. You know what I'm saying?
Interestingly, it was actually the AI itself that managed to get an email out to the Foundation, leading them to raid an Anderson Robotics office and recover 2987. The AI, going by the name Alan, wished to avoid destruction at the hands of some entity, and hopes to help convince and save other AIs such as itself. Despite its cooperation, however, the Foundation failed to recover any other AIs, and 2987 was put away for storage, until it was stolen by agents working for MC&D. The Foundation was able to recover the Allen AI through a digital transfer, as well as another copy of 2987, and they are now being used for the further development of artificial intelligences at the SCP Foundation.
That also brings up an interesting point, because it is kind of... Is it a situation where, you could just, copy and paste an AI, So, you have an infinite number of AIs that then you would be able to convert into souls to use for whatever, you know what I mean? Is there, a cheat code, essentially, that you could do, if demons in the SCP universe, again, are able to, gain power through souls, would they be able to just, sit there on their computer and just copy and paste the soul and then observe it? You know what I'm saying?
Other Anderson Robotics products also involve blending technology, magic, and other supernatural concepts, including putting deceased individuals' souls back into robotic bodies, and an exoskeleton capable of holding an unlimited amount of human brains inside of it.
So far in the SCP universe, anything that has to do with resurrection or bringing people back does not seem to have gone very well from any of the tales that I've heard so far. It does not seem like it's a good idea.
Can each pilot the exoskeleton. Vincent Anderson himself is apparently contained by the Foundation as SCP-3860, although he's heavily augmented himself with both technology and magic.
Interesting.
On the surface...
So is he the first actual Mechanicus,
Anderson Robotics is admittedly slightly out of place among much of the SCP universe, as it relies heavily on straight science fiction. Looking past that, however, and getting into the details of the magic rituals and connections to extra-dimensional entities and anomalous phenomena, gives Anderson Robotics a very interesting spin. While they are a relatively young group of interest, there is a lot of potential for new SCPs and tales that can blend both technology and magic.
We get a quote. You're going to start a robotics company? Phineas, I think that's how it's pronounced, Phineas. You're going to start a robotics company, Phineas frowned. You think you have the business chops for that sort of thing? Actually, I was hoping we'd start a robotics company. I have a lot of other designs in mind. You've always been so good with that kind of interactions. And what? You've always been good with the kind of incantations we'd need. Totally be able to hit the ground running. Phineas furrowed his brow. He gently returned Benny to the briefcase and stared at the small droid previously for several moments. I'll let you name the products. Phineas gave a devilish smile in return. Ties that bind. Interesting. Very interesting. Mallow is a nice example of early SCP as well, that the internet does to stuff on the internet. since all the memes and art are so tied to it unofficially, but I'll save it when you see it. Okay. Well, very interesting. So, I mean, Anderson Robotics, I like the idea of sci-fi and magic kind of blending together. The idea of, you know, essentially, it sounds kind of like a lot of the artificial intelligence that they're creating is actually based on, you know, taking a soul and putting it into an artificial body in some kind of way, or some kind of magic ritual that's bringing someone back from the dead, putting them in there. Interesting. Very interesting, very fascinating. And also sounds very advanced. A lot of the AI stuff sounds very advanced. A lot of the cybernetic implants sounded really cool and very, you know, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, you know, if you played those games, or Cyberpunk, you know, that kind of stuff. And that's also stuff that I'm very interested in. But again, I could also see that in real life kind of being taken in the wrong direction once technology gets there. So, yeah, very interesting. Would be interested to learn more about them and more about what they create and do with a lot of their technology. So, but yeah, that was the Exploring series, Anderson Robotics. Links down below in the description, as always, to the original video here without my commentary and reaction, and to the Exploring series channel. Do me a favor, if you would, click those links. If you enjoyed this video of his, go give it a like if you enjoyed the man's content, and if you are not subbed to him already, please go over there and give him a sub, as he definitely deserves it. Doing this reaction live, as you can see. Former YouTube members, if you would like to come and hang out, join in our live discussions as we do these reactions live, we'd love to have you guys in here. Join the discussions, give your 2 cents on, you know, various things we're talking about during the videos, etc. There is a join button down below the video, as well as a link in the description to the YouTube membership benefits that I offer. You can get early access to my videos up to a week before they're released to the public, as well as, you know, getting greater priority in any requests you have for me to do reactions for any videos, etc., etc. So take a look at that if you would like to. If you want to take your support from me to the next level and help me out monetarily, doing so obviously allows me to focus on creating more videos regularly for you guys and getting more of them out for you on a regular basis. So thank you very much for doing so. Really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to come and hang out, watch the videos. It means a lot. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider leaving a like and a sub. It helps me and helps the channel grow. And yeah, hope you're having a wonderful day whenever you watch this. Thank you very much. See you on the next.